Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpataruvesya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnamebhyo namo namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for preparing ourselves for the most auspicious, sacred festival of the year, that is Sri Radhashtami. There is no one in this entire creation who is qualified to speak about Srimati Radharani. I will tell you some very, very secret, exciting story about the glory of Srimati Radharani. In Padma Puran, in Patala Khand, chapter number 74, there is a very, very, very secret story. It will not remain secret after 1 hour, because all of you are hearing today class. After the entire Kurukshetra war was fought and the Pandavas were declared as victorious, Arjuna, who is the dearmost friend, Krishna made him the winner or the man of the match or battle of Kurukshetra. One day Arjuna and Krishna, they were talking, just casual talks. Krishna had come to Hastinapur. You know how Krishna remained in Hastinapur after the war of Kurukshetra. We were discussing in the first canto for many months on the request of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Often Krishna and Arjuna used to go near the banks of Yamuna and just discuss varieties of topics. One day Arjuna, while sitting with Krishna on the banks of Yamuna, asked a very, very serious and secret question. How many of you want to know that question? Say Hari Bol. all of your voice is not audible. Maybe you are being muted, but I could see that all of you are loudly chanting Haribo. So the question Arjuna asked made Krishna very serious. Arjuna asked, Krishna, I have heard that you danced with so many ladies and there was so much of pastimes in the moonlit nights of Kartik, Sarat, Ritu, when you were in Vrindavan. I want to know about those pastimes. And Krishna became so serious. Krishna said, Ki in Kurukshetra, I told you, Arjuna, you are all now reading Bhagavad Gita. Everyone is now solving Bhagavad Gita questions. So Krishna says to Arjuna that how he knows everything. You can find out the verse, but I will tell you the verse. At least one answer I will say. So Krishna says to Arjuna that in Kurukshetra I told you that I know everything. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyami cha bhutani mam tu vedascha na kaschana. That I know everything. But Arjuna, that was Bhagavad Gita. That is just matriculation knowledge. I will tell you that the question which you have asked, the answer to this question which I even do not know. I do not know the love of these damsels of Vrindavan. Then Krishna says that before the Kurukshetra war, we had gone to celebrate the solar eclipse in Kurukshetra, and all the Brajavasis came eagerly to meet with me in Kurukshetra. And that time all the gopis headed by Srimati Radharani came. And I felt so embarrassed of not fulfilling my promise to them to return back to Vrindavan that I thought I will go and meet and pacify the gopis. I went and started crying and begging forgiveness to Srimati Radharani. While I was begging forgiveness, I said that I have lot of duties to fulfill. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. I have to deliver the pious, I have to kill the miscreants, I have to establish the dharma. I have all these duties. And because of all these duties, I have neglected the love, neglected to reciprocate with the love that you are all trying to give to me. This is my mistake, please forgive me. And you know, Arjuna, what Srimati Radharani said? She said, it is not your mistake. It is my mistake. The very fact that you have come today to meet me proves that I do not have any love for you. When you left me, my life air is still there. My pulse is happening. I'm able to breathe, I'm taking food, I'm alive. That itself proves that I do not have any love for you. And you, Krishna, it's not your mistake. Because you have so many duties to fulfill. And among all the millions of duties, one small insignificant duty is to reciprocate love with all of us, the most insignificant Brajavasis. And out of all the Brajabasis, we are the most insignificant girls, uneducated. And this is just a small, insignificant duty for you. But Krishna, though you have all these so many duties to fulfill, I have only one duty, to love and serve you. And how do I fulfill my only single duty? Please come back to Vrindavan. And Krishna says to Arjuna, I simply cried, being torn apart between my duties and love of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. And I cannot fathom the oceanic love that the gopis and Srimati Radharani have for me. And you want to know this? Even Brahma, Lord Shiva himself, Vishnu and myself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom I declared to the entire universe and entire creation that I am the Supreme Lord, Mattah Parataram Nanyat, in Kurukshetra. And in the same Kurukshetra, I was conquered. And I was utterly proven ignorant about the subject matter of love. So how can I describe? And then Arjuna, Padma Puran says, when Krishna says this, falls at the feet of Krishna and begs and starts crying. And then Krishna touches Arjuna and says that because you are my dear friend, I will tell you how to understand the love of Vrindavan. And just as Krishna was speaking this, Krishna said, go to Tripura Sundari, Yogamaya Devi. She will fulfill all your desires. Here in Bengal, we worship Durga Devi. She is the same Yogamaya, coming in the form of Mahamaya, because we, foolish people of this world, we only approach Durga Devi for getting cheap material benedictions, which even do not last for one single life. A lady goes and asks Durga Devi every year that give me beauty, give me beauty. Even if Durga Devi offers and makes the lady beautiful, how long the beauty will remain? We have seen nowadays, even at the age of 30, the ladies are getting white hairs. At least my mother after 45 was getting a single white hair. But I am seeing so many ladies come to meet me, and I saw they are maybe of age of 30, maybe lesser than me, and they have got white hairs. And we are asking for beauty. And Arjuna is sent by Krishna himself to the same Yogamaya Devi, whom we worship every year as form of Durga Devi, to get such cheap material benedictions. Arjuna goes to Durga Devi, Yogamaya, and Arjuna falls at the feet. And Durga Devi is, Yogamaya Devi, Tripura Sundari, is sitting on a golden throne, and so many damsels are worshipping her, and it's a wonderful festive atmosphere. And Arjuna falls at her feet, and Yogamaya, understanding the instruction by Krishna, takes Arjuna to a very, very secret place and says that what I am going to reveal to you, O Arjuna, is not revealed to even Brahma, not even my own master Shiva. But upon the instruction of Krishna, I am going to reveal to you the glory of Sri Vrindavan Dham. And just with a touch, just like you have touch screen, Padma Puran says, like you have touch screen, you touch and then a movie is played. So Yogamaya just with her hand touches some water in the lake, and amazingly in front of the eyes of Arjuna, the entire atmosphere gets completely transformed, and there are extremely beautiful trees, chakora birds singing, and peacocks going, and the deers going around, and the cows roaming around, and so many honeybees frolicking around flowers, and all the honey hives, beehives dripping honey. Seeing the wonderful sight of Vrindavan, Arjuna faints, becomes unconscious. Yogamaya Devi picks up Arjuna by her neck. Just imagine Arjuna, such a muscular man who was instrumental in killing Jayadratha and killing all these great warriors in Kurukshetra, and Yogamaya Devi, just like you'll pick up a small kitten or a rabbit, picks up through the neck of Arjuna. Arjuna is amazed, seeing the power of Yogamaya Devi, and again comes back to senses. And the goddess, she says, "O Arjuna, bathe in this water and your desire will be fulfilled." Taking the instruction of Yogamaya Devi, Arjuna takes a dip in a lake which is surrounded by thousands of lotuses, and as Arjuna was taking a dip, the fragrance of the lake was entering in the nostrils of Arjuna, the fragrance that is coming from millions of lotuses, blue, golden, and Padma Puran says we cannot even tell how many different colors of lotuses were blooming within that lake of Vrindavan Dham. As Arjuna dipped, and he gets up, and he gets up to find that she is now a gopi. There are no muscles, no triceps, no biceps, no warrior strips. She is wearing some sari and all those what ladies wear. She is having such a slender body and with so much of beautiful ornaments. And Padma Puran says, though Arjuna has got transformed to a lady, she or he, we really don't know what to speak. From henceforward, we will call her she, based on the current state of affairs. She has become a gopi, and she has completely forgotten who was she previous life, what she was. And she is completely bewildered. Who brought her? Who is she? Who she doesn't even know. And completely bewildered, puzzled, who is she? This girl, beautiful. Padma Puran explains the beauty of that girl. As a brahmachari, I thought to skip those portions, but it was really enchanting. I can tell in some few words. It was really, really enchanting beauty. The entire creation, there was no beautiful lady found the beauty that Arjuna got as a lady. And then Arjuni or whatever, see. Even Padma Puran is confused what to address. So I am following in the footsteps of Acharyas. So Padma Puran says this lady is so puzzled and she is wondering what to do. Who am I? And then this lady hears the voice of Yogamaya again. Says, go to the southern bank. Go to the southern bank. All your desires will be fulfilled. And then this lady goes to the southern bank and is waiting. Wow, my desires. What are my desires? I really don't know what my desires are. Who am I? And while this lady reaches the southern bank, she hears a lot of sounds of different ladies speaking, frolicking and laughing, gossiping. You know how the ladies gossip? My goodness, it's a science which Lord Brahma can never understand. The gossiping of ladies, this is an art in itself. It's directly coming from Vrindavan Dham, and in the most perverted reflection, it has come in the form of the mundane gossip, in the form of kitty parties and all those things that happens among the ladies. But it's really, really interesting how the ladies gossip. And this lady is able to hear all the gossip, and then from far off, this group of ladies, they saw this beautiful, enchanting lady from such a distance. And then they all come because they don't even know who is this. Of all this lady, Padma Puran says there is one girl of the name Priyambada. And this Priyambada starts speaking, who are you? Whose daughter are you? Who is your beloved? You look so beautiful. Even we are feeling jealous of your beauty. And your ornaments are so slender. Your body is so slender. Your ornaments are so beautiful. Who are you? We are all beloveds of the moon of Vrindavan. And you are in Vrindavan Dham. And this lady is puzzled. This lady says, even I do not know who am I. I don't know who is my beloved. I don't know even how I came here. I just remember one thing, that I bathed in the eastern bank of this lake. And now I'm meeting all of you. And this Priyambada said, no problem, no problem, no problem. We ladies can gossip with you and we'll make friends. Yeah, this is one good thing, that ladies can easily make friends and start gossiping. Those who are married, they understand. Those who have not married, they will understand. And those who are brahmacharis like me understand from Padma Puran. Hare Krishna. So then this Priyambada starts introducing, she is Chandravali, she is Lalita, she is Dharini, she is Dhatri, she is Sarada, she is Kundalata, she is the most beloved of all Visakha. And she is Kritika. And all this, she is Padma, she is Chandrakanti. And Padma Puran, verses after verses for 10, 20 verses, describes only the names of the gopis. I was amazed with hearing all the names, Kundalata and all these wonderful names. And then Arjuni is being explained by Priyambada. I will, after having introduced to all of us But none of us have a little devotion to the moon of Vrindavan, Krishna Chandra. We will take you to the embodiment of devotion and compassion. And her darshan is most rare, and if you are fortunate and if you chant this mantra invoked by the demigoddess Baruni, you will be able to take darshan. Then Arjuni is extremely fascinated. Who is this lady? Just like one lady is told, I will make you meet someone who is much more beautiful than you. And this lady is, yes, I want to meet. Who is this? It's excitement. And then this Priyambada takes, along with all the gopis, takes Arjuni to the bank of the lake. And the bank of the lake chants a very secret mantra which Padma Puran does not explain. What is that mantra? I was looking at the Sanskrit verses if I get that mantra to get the vision of Srimati Radharani. And it says that mantra was told, Priyambada tells that mantra, and it is said that the mantra was told in the right ear. And bas, that's it. Hare Krishna. Then I was a little bit disappointed. And then Arjuni hears the mantra, chants the mantra. Within some few hours, Arjuni chants 5 lakh times the mantra. Then I understood that the mantra would be small. This is how scientific oriented IITians work. But in Vrindavan there is no time, so I really don't know how big was the mantra. Some speculations. And then Arjuni, when she hears that mantra, starts chanting in front of the eyes of all the gopis. Arjuni, a beautiful golden throne appears, and a beautiful golden color lady is visible to all of them. And all the gopis invoke the prayers of glorifying this lady Srimati Radharani. That prayer is there, and all of you, those who are attending today's class, you are extremely fortunate to get this prayer of Srimati Radharani from Padma Puran. And I would feel myself extremely indebted to all of you if you can remember this prayer glorifying Srimati Radharani in the pages of Padma Puran, where Arjuni and all the gopis, their first line is very easy because we all know the verse, but after that it is little. All of you, please fold your hands because Radharani has appeared now. Please recite this wonderful mantra. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Nana Lankara Bhushitam. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Nana Lankara Bhushitam. Ascharya Rupa Lavanyam. Ascharya Rupa Lavanyam. Suprasannam Bara Pradam. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, form like a golden, molten gold. Nana Alankara Bhushitam, adorning lot of beautiful ornaments. Ascharya Rupa Lavanya. And the beauty of Srimati Radharani is extremely surprising even to the most beautiful damsels. Ascharya Rupa Lavanya Suprasannam, and she has a beautiful smile on her face. Barapradam, always trying to give blessings to those who take shelter at her divine lotus feet. And then Priyambada says, Dandavat karo, like sometimes devotees come to, because Arjuni is completely shocked, because she doesn't even know who he is, what is happening, and she's like, and she's not able to do anything. And then Priyambada says, Dandavat karo, and Arjuni, out of great eagerness, puts again and again Dandavat, gets up, sees Radharani, puts Dandavat, gets up, sees Radharani, puts Dandavat, and Srimati Radharani is so pleased with so many Dandavats. This is one technique you all can apply this Radhastami when you come to take Radharaman's darshan, that you can put a lot of Dandavats. There are some techniques which I am telling to please Srimati Radharani. A lot of Dandavats, and seeing the eagerness to put again and again Dandavat, and Srimati Radharani says, Priyambada, call her, I want to meet with her. Who is this lady, new person? And then Srimati Radharani calls, and Priyambada sends, Arjuni, go. And Arjuni is so fearful to approach even Srimati Radharani. Arjuni catches Priyambada's hand, and with Priyambada, Arjuni goes and again falls at the feet of Srimati Radharani and puts her head at the feet of Radharani. And Srimati Radharani takes her head out, lotus feet out, and puts it on the head of Arjuni. And then Srimati Radharani says, Sarada, make the preparations. And Arjuni is not able to understand what is the preparation. Now what is next? Just imagine putting yourself in that situation. Sarada, make the preparation. And then and getting the instructions of Srimati Radharani, all the preparations are made on the bank of that lake. And Srimati Radharani takes Arjuni by her hand and makes her sit on the bank of the lake. And Sarada, one gopi, draws beautiful hexagonal designs on the Chintamani floor of Vrindavan Dham near the bank of that lake. And Srimati Radharani speaks an extremely secret mantra in the ear of Arjuni. Again, it is not written in Padma Puran. What is the mantra? I was like, oh no, I missed it again, And there is no mention about the mantra. And it's just said, Radharani says in the ear, and in the one thing is that mantra was written on an octagonal body. That means there are 8 words. We will come to that mantra in the end. Padma Puran just says that it was an 8-word, 8 letters were written on there were 8 faces of the markings and 8 things were written. So we can make some extrapolations according in the end. We will, please be till the end of the class, otherwise we will miss out the mantra. So, and then Radharani and all the gopis, they all chant this mantra, and with just sincere chanting of this mantra which Radharani told Arjuni, Sri Krishna appears, and Padma Puran goes verses after verses glorifying the beauty of Sri Krishna that Arjuni witnesses. And Srimati Radharani says, Sarada, take her to Krishna, take her to Krishna. And Sarada takes Arjuni to Krishna. And Krishna, when touches the hand of Arjuni, again Arjuni faints and becomes unconscious. And Krishna smiles and says, Sarada, how will I dance with her? She is already unconscious. Before dancing only she is fatigued. How will I dance? And then Sarada simply smiles and touches Arjuni and wakes up her. And then Krishna dances with Arjuni with just few hours of dance, Arjuna is completely exhausted and fatigued, and Krishna touches the chin of Arjuna and removes the perspiration that is coming from her face. And again calls, Sarada, give her a nice bath. She's so exhausted with so little of dance. And Krishna is smiling within that this fellow has fought Kurukshetra war and in just 10 minutes he is exhausted. Oh no, needs more training. And then Sarada takes Arjuni back and takes her to the eastern bank again and makes her deep in the lake. And when again she gets up, she finds Sarada has gone and Vrindavan Dham has gone and everyone has gone. And on the bank of Yamuna he is standing as Arjuna in front of Krishna. And Krishna pats to Arjuna, please don't reveal the secret that I gave to you today. If you ever reveal this secret to anyone, especially the mantras, it will be exactly like cursing me to die. This is exactly the words that are spoken in Padma Puran. I saw the Sanskrit verses also. If you reveal to these hymns that you chanted to get my darshan to anyone, it will be exactly like cursing me to die, O Arjuna. Please keep this as the most treasured, priceless secret within the core of your heart. And then the chapter ends. And this is love of gopis and love of Srimati Radharani. And this is the glory of Srimati Radharani. And we fallen souls of Kali Yuga, where we are so sensuous, filled with such sinful desires to enjoy, we are trying to understand and celebrate Sri Sri Radha Ashtami. What is our position? We are simply insignificant. We are simply disqualified. One day in Vrindavan Dham, near the Mansarovar lake, Shri Krishna was sitting with Srimati Radharani. And then one bumblebee was troubling so much that Krishna called Madhumangal and said, Madhu, 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 get rid of this Madhu, get rid of this Madhu, is troubling us so much. Then Madhumangal takes this Madhu bumblebee away and comes back to tell to Krishna, oh Madhu, Madhu has gone, Madhu has gone, Madhu has gone, I have thrown him out. As soon as Srimati Radharani, who is sitting just beside Krishna, hears that Madhu has gone, Srimati Radharani starts crying. And Krishna is not able to understand why she is crying. And after lot of cries and all, Krishna starts crying because he is not able to understand why you are crying. Krishna tells, why you are crying? Radharani says, I am crying, and no one is able to understand why Radharani is crying. And after crying and crying and crying, Krishna says, I am here. Why you are crying? And Radharani says, you went away. You went away. Madhu went away. Krishna says, I am here. I am here. And Srimati Radharani, just in some moments of cries, feeling the separation of Krishna. She fills the entire place with her tears and makes this Prem Sarovar lake that we find today when we go to Vrindavan Dham. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Radhika Ashtakam, glorifying Srimati Radharani, speaks this beautiful verse, how Srimati Radharani feels in separation of Krishna. Yakshanartha Krishna Vipra Yoga Santatodita Nekadainya Chapalati Bhava Brinda Modita. Yakshanartha. One kshana is 8/5 of a second. And half of it, matlab 8/10 of a second. Yakshanartha Krishna Vipra Yoga Santatodita. She becomes completely bewildered and lifeless, feeling one moment's separation from Krishna. And Krishna, when Srimati Radharani gets pacified, puts his head at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, says, "Oh Radhika, how will I understand this love that you have for me?" And Srimati Radharani says, "I don't think that you will be able to ever understand this love. Only when you become me, then you can understand." After this pastime, Krishna kept this secret desire that I have to understand the love of Srimati Radharani. And Krishna fulfilled this desire 5,000 years later, when he descended with the mood of Srimati Radharani as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vasudev Ghosh, in his most beautiful prayer, glorifies Srimati Radharani and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yadi gaur na hoito, tabe ki hoito, kemone dharitam de. Radhar mahima, premer rasasima, jagat janato ke. If Gauranga Mahaprabhu would not have appeared, who would have understood the sourceless, bottomless, fathomless ocean of love of Srimati Radharani and the glories of Srimati Radharani? Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu taking the mood, Sri Krishna taking the mood of Srimati Radharani, appearing as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Brahmara Durlabha Prem, this love that was not given to even Brahma, that was given to Arjuna with so much of caution. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed that love freely to Chandalas, to Yavanas, to Mlechas of Kali Yuga. That we Mlechas are able to understand and celebrate Shri Shri Radhastami. Celebration of Shri Shri Radhastami fulfills only when we get the mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because it's only by his mercy we can understand the glories of Srimati Radharani. And what compassion Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed in this incarnation. We are reciting this verse from Padma Puran glorifying Srimati Radharani. Barapradan, Suprasannam Barapradam. that Srimati Radharani is always eager to bless everyone, even the most fallen. Lochandas Thakur, we will discuss these pastimes in elaboration in this Durga Puja and Kartik. But just to give you a glimpse, Lochandas Thakur in Chaitanya Mangal tells this wonderful story. When Lord Ram heard that one such an insignificant, uncivilized washerman speaking ill about Sita Thakurani, who is so spotless in her character, who doesn't even dream of anyone else, Lord Sri Ramachandra, trying to fulfill the duties of a king, banished Mother Sita. And what a pain. Lord Ram made a deity of Mother Sita, and for thousands of years, in separation of Mother Sita, worshipped that deity of Mother Sita. What a pain that this washerman gave to Lord Ram. And this washerman again appears in Krishna Leela in Mathura as a washerman. Again, it's like Janam Janam se washerman. He's very, very attached to being a washerman. And he appears as a washerman, and he was taking all the beautiful cloths of Kamsa. And Krishna comes and says to this washerman, give us these cloths. We are simple cowherd boys. We are going to visit the city for the first time, and we have these cloths of such rough quality. What the city woman will think about me? Give me these beautiful cloths and to my friends. And this washerman started shouting and telling, you fool rascal, you two impudent boys, what do you think of yourself? These are the cloths of Kamsa, the great king. If you really want your life, and if you want your life air to be within your body, just go away immediately from here. Hearing the statement, Krishna remembering all those, what has happened. Krishna thought this washerman, if he gives these cloths, then I may forget the pain of last lives and last incarnations, and I may do some little bit of adjustment. But this washerman was really a dhobi. Maybe he had gadha, and because of associating with donkeys, and he had really become a donkey. Then Krishna just takes a small finger, maybe, I don't know, Bhagavatam doesn't say which finger, or one finger, just touches the neck of this washerman. And just like a football kicked by the best footballer, maybe Ronaldo, the head just falls apart. And all the cowherd boys get shocked, my goodness. And Krishna says, don't worry, this is some Purana interest के साथ मैंने कर दिया. Don't worry, don't get afraid. Be relaxed. And then Krishna personally takes all the cloths and personally starts making decorating all his friends, and tells all his friends, decorate me, decorate Balram, and all the friends are decorated now with wonderful cloths, and then they go to meet Kubja to get the perfume, because without perfume you really cannot attract the ladies of Mathura. Krishna is Natavar Nagar, who attracts not even ladies, everyone, cows, birds, insects. And Srinitay Das So this is gone, the washerman. And again this washerman, he thinks that now I will not take birth in North India. North Indians are dangerous. I should take birth now in South India. And he takes birth in South India again as a washerman. Very poor. And who appears? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lochandas Thakur says that Lord Chaitanya, knowing all the previous history of this washerman, he was washing his clothes. And Lord Chaitanya appears as a sannyasi in his South Indian tour. And just by the power of the shadow, this washerman was washing like this, like this, like this, and the sun was behind, so the washerman was seeing his shadow, and then he saw the shadow of a big tall man, and just, Lochandas Thakur says, just by darshan of the shadow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the envy that was there in the washerman's heart gets completely vanquished. That is the power of compassion of Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't even touch him, didn't even tell him to chant Hare Krishna, didn't even embrace him. Srimati Radharani, knowing that this person has the maximum envy, purified him without even touch, without even any mantra, just by the mere glance of the shadow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his heart gets completely cleansed of the envy, and he looks behind and sees this sannyasi and puts dandavat. For the first time, this washerman for lifetimes together has put dandavat to Krishna. And then Krishna says, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, please chant this 32 syllables, 16 word mantras, Hare Krishna. This washerman says, I do not have time. Like every one of us, when we go and meet people, chant Hare Krishna, they say no time. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just see the compassion of Srimati Radharani. This is the person who banished her when she came as Sita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replies, oh, why you are so busy? And then this washerman shows the big load of the cloths he has to wash that day. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I will wash your clothes. Will you chant Hare Krishna? Hearing the beautiful, sweet voice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this washerman's heart gets completely mesmerized. Seeing him completely mesmerized, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces this washerman. And as soon as this washerman is embraced by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this washerman falls down and starts crying and gets up and starts crying and falls down again and gets up, and like a madman he's chanting Hare Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just goes to a distant place where he can observe this washerman showing all these mad symptoms and starts simply laughing. And his wife, you know how much wives are afraid when the husbands are not coming to home in time, and how much they become angry. I have seen, I have dealt with so many wives, and they have only complained that my husband is not coming in time, Prabhuji. I have a complaint for him. And then I have to tell Prabhuji, please come, give some time to your wife and all this. This wife of the washerman, the Dhobini, finds that my Prabhu has not come for the lunch, my Prabhu has not come, and goes to the bank of the river and sees this Prabhu is just fainting, getting up and chanting, fainting, getting up, sometimes laughing, sometimes crying. this dhobini, and sees the cloths are all there. Nothing is cleaned. And this dhobini finds that thinks that maybe some ghost has haunted my Prabhu. This is Mahaprabhu ghost. We all want to be haunted one day by this Mahaprabhu ghost. And if all of you want to be haunted by this Mahaprabhu ghost, please hear attentively the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during Durga Puja and the entire Kartik. Please, please, I'm just doing some little bit of advertisement. What can be done? This world is filled with advertisements. No advertisement, no viewers. What can be done? So, and then this dhobini goes, "Arey, ki holo, ki holo, ki holo, ki holo, ki holo, ki holo. What happened? What happened?" Lochandas Thakur says, "Ki holo, ki holo." And as soon as this lady touches the body of her husband, she has touched her husband's body so many times after marriage, but never she had got this experience, and she starts jumping, crying, dancing, falling down, again jumping, crying, dancing, falling down, and crying more, with more enthusiasm than her husband. Even the husband gets amazed. Oh, I was not doing like this. Sometimes we have seen that the husband comes to bhakti and the husband brings the wife to bhakti, and the wife becomes such a great devotee and the husband thinks inferiority complex. Oh, this is coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. And then the village people, the kids, they go and complain to the Sarpanch. Oh, where are our father and mother? Where are they? The Sarpanch along with some people, they go and then they see, it's almost by evening, and then they see they're just crying and dancing, and what they are doing no one will understand. And this Sarpanch starts catching the hand of the, "Arey, ki holo, ki holo, ki holo." What has happened? What has happened? What has happened? And then the Sarpanch also starts fainting, starts crying, and all these people, they get afraid that they don't now dare to touch the Sarpanch, and then they run away to the village and call all other ojhas of the village, and the ojhas come, and as the ojhas are doing all jhadu, what all, and the ojhas are also getting up, and everyone in the village, within one single night, everyone in the entire village was simply crying. No eating, no sleeping, no drinking. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leaves that village in the next day morning and goes to the next village to deliver more fallen souls. This is the divine compassion of Srimati Radharani to a person who treated her with so much of anguish, so much of hatred, who even raised serious questions about her character. For a lady, character and chastity is the most supreme wealth. And this is what Srimati Radharani, when she came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, did with this dhobi. So how much hope we have. This Radhashtami, let us sincerely beg at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani to be recipients of her divine mercy, especially in the birthdays. Everyone is very merciful. Srimati Radharani, the most merciful lady in the entire creation, becomes extra merciful on her birthday, Shri Shri Radhashtami. And all of us, if we approach her with lot of humility, begging and asking for her grace, then definitely she will not just bestow her grace, but take us back to Sri Vrindavan Dham. And that mantra, that 8 words, that mantra which fitted in that octagonal figure, has been brought by Srimati Radharani in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the most special Hare Krishna mantra. And how insincerely, how inattentively, how much with lot of inattention we chant this mantra, the secret mantra which revealed love for Krishna as mentioned in Padma Purana. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya. For long time which was not offered even in the other Puranas, which is hidden, even Srimad Bhagavatam does not speak out about this glorious mantra Hare Krishna. How fortunate we are to be blessed with the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna and get the grace of Srimati Radharani and enter Sri Vrindavan Dham in this very lifetime. Thank you very much for all of your attentive hearing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radhashtami Mahamahotsav ki Jai, Srimati Radharani ki, Shri Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.